Welcome back, Critical Vision family. I thought I'd make this video to explain what I actually believe and think, and explain why I decided to speak out publicly. So in this video, I will answer some of the questions I get asked most frequently.
You're watching Critical Vision TV.
Firstly, it was great to meet Auditing Britain, and it was surprising that he knew who I was. He knew I'm a former Muslim, and the first thing he said to me was welcome back to humanity, which was nice. The common question I get asked the most is if I'm an atheist. The answer to that is no, I'm an agnostic about God, and I'm content with that. This is often followed by a question of what I actually think of religion. I personally see religion as man-made, and that's out of evolutionary necessity for civilization building and maintenance of social order. Therefore, I don't see them as being inherently good things or inherently bad things. I see them as things that we've done out of necessity and will continue to do out of necessity in some way, shape or form. Order is maintained by collective imagination, and we make the myths to serve us. I mentioned this in a conversation with a friend recently, and he recommended a book, which I've started to read, and I would recommend it as well. The book is Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. The big question, I suppose, is why did I speak out publicly about leaving Islam after having converted to it and believing in it for about 8 to 9 years? The truth is, I never initially had the intention to publicly speak out about it. The reasons are vast and numerous, but I think it all started as a result of a particular dawah figure who decided to try and make a big show of it. When that incident happened, I thought no one really watches Speaker's Corner videos anymore, and no one would really notice or care. But I was very wrong about that. It seemed that overnight, practically everyone I knew was aware, and then some interesting things happened. Yes, I had the usual MI5 plant bruv, Zionist agent innit. But many people I knew as Muslims confided in me in private and admitted to me that they too didn't believe in it. I found this to be weirdly shocking, but also comforting at the same time. And then, of course, many Muslims I knew tried to resell me Islam by regurgitating the usual arguments. Arguments I used to believe and advocate, but over time came to realize were actually nonsense. It became quite annoying actually, and it was a bit like receiving scam phone calls in person. It did irritate me, and it made me think I could make videos or a blog as to why these arguments and ideas are nonsense. Eventually, I was talking with a Christian preacher called Bob at Speaker's Corner, and in the discussion I said on camera, if anyone wants me to start a YouTube channel, let me know. And after that, I got hounded. So I suppose I done it in response to public demand, an opportunity to expose nonsense and also give a voice whilst relating to those who don't have a voice. Why do I care so much about free speech and the right to criticize? Honestly, it saved my life. How can you make any positive change if you can't be open to having your mind changed? In order for us to learn, develop and progress, we need to allow for ideas to be scrutinized and debated upon. When I was doubting my former faith, I remember coming across forums online discussing historical and theological issues. On there, I saw people who had left my former faith, and also people that no longer believed but were trapped, stuck in nations with laws against things such as apostasy and blasphemy. It was at that moment the penny finally dropped. I sure am grateful to be a British citizen and live in a society with freedom of choice and freedom of belief. Why do I go to Speaker's Corner, the open-air asylum? Interesting conversations and to laugh. Yes, believe it or not, there are actually many great conversations that take place there, mostly off camera. The main channels that go there are either Christian or Muslim, and therefore the content you see relating to the place on YouTube isn't an entirely fair reflection on the place. I've actually had many great conversations there about politics, society, psychology, health, and all sorts. But again, that's not what you actually see on YouTube. A weird question I keep getting asked is if I'm single. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not. I have a beautiful and amazing girlfriend who I love dearly. Hi Nina. Another question I get asked, well, it's not really a question, it's actually a statement against me. You just hate Islam, innit? No. Hate is a strong word which implies that I think about it a lot, when in reality I do actually have a life, but your comments do keep giving me content ideas. If I view all religions as man-made, why am I not an atheist? Because that in itself doesn't disprove the concept of God, the same way that I don't see any religions as proving the concept of God. I don't know that there is or isn't a God, and I'm quite happy with that position. And even if I did suddenly find some sort of belief, I'd really be uncomfortable advocating it. My personal interest in religion and theology is more about how it affects people and the world around us all. If you are angry or thankful for me being vocal, then you have one person really to put all your emotional energy towards for that.
The earth is still and the sun rotates. That's what I believe. And I'm proud of that. I don't believe these scientists are liars. A lot of them are liars.
Because if they didn't try to make a whole spectacle about me no longer believing, I wouldn't be here now making this video. Thank you for listening. I hope you all have a great day, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.
Thank you for watching Critical Vision TV.